Hey everyone, if you're just tapping in, I've just come off that amazing live with Laura to celebrate her 1,000th subscriber, and I couldn't go to sleep just yet because I wasn't particularly tired. So I decided, let's jump on and let's fix this canvas pour, hopefully. So if you're here early, hello. Share it round so we get a few more people on. And I'm just going to log in now and make sure that this actually works, shall we? Hopefully it will. And hopefully we'll get a couple in. But yeah, I was going to go to bed. Yes, Diane, we're live again. Hopefully it's all working okay. But I just wanted to, I hope you can see this canvas. It was okay, but it wasn't my favourite. And it's only a small canvas. You can see I've only got a small workspace, but I've just mixed up some resin and I want to fix this. So thank you. But yeah, you can see all I've done at the minute, I've got some resin that I've just put in the debubbler, but I wasn't particularly happy with this overall result. So I'm going to show you how to fix this, and look at this underneath, you know, this is a giant, it's meant to be for cement. But I thought let's fill it with resin. So I've already sprayed it with some mold release spray, and hopefully that's going to catch any overpour so that we don't waste it. And I've seen these crazy videos where people have been using cut off Coke bottles and things like that. I haven't got one of those. So I have got a little egg cup, and I thought it's going to be interesting to see if that will work or not. So we'll see. But I'm just going to, the plan is to mix up some great colours, pour it on this and see what happens, you know. It might work, it might not. I'm trying to get you a better picture, but the problem is I can't fit it all in on this camera. So this is pretty much one of those smaller canvases, and I've mixed up about 8-9 ounces of resin. So the first step is just going to be to mix those colours up. And then we're just going to pour, you know, and see what happens. All of that spray should then run off, hopefully into the base of this. And again, gradually over the course of a few of these small canvases, we should fill this base. And again, I think that's going to look really cool. So I've got some cups, as you can see. There's going to be a few colours in this. I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colours. Did you hear that? 7 colours we're going for this. So it's going to be colourful no matter what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not including the initial black. So I'm just going to get the resin out my debubbler. And if you want to know what resin I'm using, I am using the Apex High Gloss. And this is going to be interesting to see if... I've not used this on a canvas before, but I don't see why it won't work. It's an amazing resin. And don't forget, get yourself over to apexresin.co.uk, get yourself some money off, use my discount code CCUK. Well, let's see if it does turn out cool. There's no guarantees in resin, and that's about the only guarantee I'll give you. So let me just get this resin out, hopefully not spilling it all over the place. Because as you can tell, I've not got a lot of space, but that is beautiful crystal clear resin. So I'm just going to fill these pots reasonably equally. Doesn't matter if they're not. I do want to pretty much fill them. I've not tried this technique with resin, and I haven't tried it with paint. So I just thought, you know what, I can't sleep yet. I'm too excited by that live that we did. So I might as well go live again and let's do a quick pour and see what it turns out like together, you know. So there's that one. Move that out the way. We're definitely going to fill that drip mold I've been waiting to fill. So now I'm just going to fill the rest of these. So we've got 7 individual colours of this beautiful resin. Now I'm deliberately not using a fast cure because I want to see how it spreads naturally, you know. And I should have probably just waited till tomorrow, got a Coke bottle and done it the way that you should. But those of you that know me, when I get an idea in my head, it kind of stays there. So they're going to be for my colours. And I'm going to mix those first. And if you're just joining us, welcome. Nice to see you. I think it's just me and you, Diane. So, although, no, we've got 4 watching apparently. They're just being a little bit shy. Don't be afraid to say hello. Everybody's welcome. So, first colour, Kingfisher. I love this from Create and Bloom. Beautiful turquoisey colour. And all I'm going to use, wow. Here we go. This is going to be beautiful. But you don't need a lot of these pigment pastes to fully colour that resin. And this is going to get messy. But I'm just going to mix it round so that we've got that first colour, which is going to be this Kingfisher. Beautiful turquoise. Hi, Diane. I get a few more in, I don't know at this point. So there's that one. As I say, this is a live after a live, so it's very live. And it's just because I couldn't switch off after that last live. So best way for me to switch off is be creative. And that's what I'm doing. So after this pour, I'm definitely going straight to bed because I'm up early in the morning. And I'm going to put these away as I'm doing it. So that's that Kingfisher. I love this turquoise as well. It is genuinely one of my favourite colours from Create and Bloom. Absolutely stunning. And I'm glad I've got the large pot of it. So that's the Kingfisher. Colour number 1. Okay, next colour I'm going to use is Hellebore, which is again a Create and Bloom colour. Beautiful purpley colour. I think it should go together. And again, you don't need a lot. Whatever's left on my stick will certainly colour that pigment. And this is a beautiful, rich, purpley colour. And again, just make sure you mix it round, get it off your cocktail stick and get it into your resin. There's no point leaving it on the end of your stick. So here we go. Again, beautiful colour. I'm happy with that. I don't know if this is going to work or not, guys. First time I've done this technique. Certainly the first time I've done it on a canvas that didn't work. But we're going to find out together. You know, hopefully we shouldn't be here all night. Hopefully it should just be a reasonably quick pour once these are mixed up. Honeycomb is a lovely yellow colour. One of my favourite yellows. So again, just mixing my stick around. Whatever's left will be enough to colour that resin. And I'm hoping that these want to mix somehow and give us a cool effect. But again, I don't know. And this is only a small canvas, but I wasn't happy with the way it looked. And I thought, you know what? It's only resin. Let's try again. And never forget, with your resin pieces, it's not done because you can always pour another layer if you're not happy with it. So that's 3 colours. We're still going, guys. I wanted a bit of a chameleon effect in there. So I've got some blue violet chameleon pigment as well from Laura's Art Corner. Hi Jenny, nice to have you. So again, they are rich colours. It's going to be interesting. So again, in with this. I want decent sized scoops because this is going to be the only chameleon sort of mica I'm going to have in this. But again, yes, you're catching another live, Mac. Normally, I'm in bed by now, but I just couldn't sleep after that live. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a quick pour. And then I thought, what am I going to pour? And then I looked at my kitchen wall and I thought, you know what? This canvas, it needs redoing. I'm not happy with the way it looks. So look at that. That's a beautiful chameleon. It's going to go on this as well. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've still got a couple of colours to go though, guys. And this is definitely, hopefully, going to be colourful. If nothing else, it should be colourful. You did miss it, Mac. I hope you don't mind me calling you Mac, by the way. It's just easier than calling you Mac Fufu. Right, so that's that one. I'm just going to move these 2 out the way because we've still got 2 to go. And if you don't like me mixing colours, you're probably on the wrong live. But there we go. So we've still got 3 to go. I'm going to go with Bee's Nest, which is a kind of orangey colour. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's call you Fufu. Mac's fine as well. Okay, well, I'll call you Fufu from now on. if that's easier. So this is that bee's nest. Again, beautiful colour. Now, I'm not going to say foo-foo in the UK is what I tell my little girls to call their bits and bobs. Mac foo-foo. So maybe not call you that. Maybe I'll call you Mac instead. Oh dear. Well, there we go. So there's that beautiful bee's nest. Again, gorgeous colour. And I'm going to wipe off my stick. And then we've just got 2 more to go now. 2 more colours. What are we going to go with? I think zinnia, because that is one of my favourites, pink-wise anyway. And I'm not a massive fan of pink. But zinnia, for some reason, I love it. It's a beautiful, bright, vibrant colour. And then I've got my favourite metallic blue as well, just to add to it. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. You can see how limited I am on space. I'm having to move pigments away just to make room. So I hope you guys appreciate this. So I'm going to use my favourite metallic blue, which is just one I got from Temu, but I love the way it looks. Works really well in waves and pretty much anything I've put it in so far. And I think I originally had some of this on this canvas. So it might help it blend a little bit as well, because I'm not going to recover it. So we've got some darks, we've got some lights. Do we go with a white back or a black main colour? What do you think, guys? White or black? Make your decisions. White or black as the main background colour? You can decide. I'm thinking black myself, but that's up to you guys. White we've got from Jenny. White from Diane. I think I'm going to get outvoted, aren't I? Okay, and then this is the last colour, which is zinnia. Beautiful pink from Creating. And I don't know, depends on how it looks once I've poured this as to what I'm going to do. Yeah, everybody, hi Easel does it. Nice to see you. You're catching alive as well. So there's that beautiful pink. And as I say, I don't know what's going to happen here. It's just a bit of a fun experiment on a canvas that I didn't like. What I poured about 6 months ago. But this is what I'm saying. Never throw away your resin, because you can always add another layer. So we've got loads of those colours now. We've got 7 colours mixed in total, which is a little bit crazy, but that's the way we do it on this channel. And I'm going to get a white now, because you guys have voted white, but I don't just want it to be white, because that wouldn't be very me. I've got a metallic creamy white, which I absolutely love. So I think if we get that, that'll look really cool with these different colours, and we'll see what we get. So it's just a metallic pearlescent paste that I use quite a bit, and I got it from Temu. Again, it wasn't very expensive. So we've got really good quality pigments going into this, as well as cheaper ones. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to use, where's my cocktail stick? This is going to be for the main colour, which is this pearlescent white. I don't know if you can see, almost metallic and glittery. So I'm just going to mix that around in the resin, so it all goes one beautiful glossy pearlescent colour. And I think I'm happy with that. Looks glossy enough to me. And don't forget, you guys voted for this. I might actually try and save a little bit of this as well to intermix into the pour. And I say, this was just fun. I couldn't switch off, couldn't go to sleep. So I thought, you know what, I'll jump on a live, see if we get anyone. Have we got any in? How many have we got? Well, we've got 8. We've got 8 in, so that's okay. We're getting a few views at least. So, right. Now for the fun. Now for the pour. And this is going to be really interesting. I've never tried this technique before, not with resin, not with paint. And it should be done with a Coke bottle to give you a more interesting pattern. But I just thought, what the hey, let's go for it. I can't go to sleep, and it should be a reasonably quick-ish pour. Now, one thing I do want to do is I've got some silicone oil. So I'm just going to add a couple of drops into that pearlescent white. None of the other colours, just into that. So here we go. And again, I don't know if it's going to create any cells with this effect or not. I just thought it's by the side of me. Let's stick some in and see what happens. So I'm mixing that around. And it's not gone in any of those other colours. Just this. So there we go. That's that silicone oil mixed in as well. And we're just going to see what happens. So I do want to make sure it's reasonably central. I'm not particularly bothered if it overpours because that's going to fill up this piece on the base. And the idea is over a few of these small canvases, I can get a complete layer on that base and see what it looks like. So the fun part, are we ready? Well, I'm going to pour a bit just in that centre, which is where this egg cup is essentially going first. Ooh. Like so. Hopefully it's not going to float away. It might. Then I'm just going to pour a bit on each of these corners, because I think this is where it might struggle to spread to. Here we go. And so I'm not bothered about overpour. If I get any overpour and it drips off, so be it. So this is going to be, as I say, just a bit of fun, bit of mess. I wanted to see what would happen. And I wanted to see if it's going to completely cover this under piece or not. And that's why I was thinking black initially. But I'm going to save that. Right, I think we're going to start off with a deep dark colour. So I'm going to go with the metallic blue. And watch this. Like so. I do want to make sure it all spreads. And this is just going to be interesting to me, how they all mix. Hopefully we'll get a really cool egg cup afterwards as well. So this is like a purple, that beautiful purple colour, going into those blues. Now I'm going to go in. We're just going over a canvas, Stormy, which I think is going to give us a kind of an interesting effect. And I was inspired by everybody that I've seen do this has done it with a Coke bottle to get pretty flowery petals. But I just thought, I don't have one of those. I've got an egg cup. So let's see what we get. I'm repurposing a piece that I didn't like. And I'm just going in with some colours that I do like. And we're going to see what happens. And you can see even my surface isn't perfectly level. I can see that. But it's covering, you know, it's spreading. We're getting some interesting rings. But you can see my surface is definitely not level. So I want to try and fix it if I can. So all I'm going to do at this point, look at that on the base, is get a couple of popsicle sticks onto these cups. Never easy when you're on camera, guys. And try and create a bit of a bridge just on one side of them. I think that's going to make it too much. Yep. Let's take one of those off. There we go. That looks a bit better. I'm liking the look already, though. What do you think? Look at that. So we've still got some colours to go. And we've just already moved them around a bit, which kind of spoils it a little bit. But I'm loving the way that this is looking already. And I'm just carrying on, you know. Different layers, not enough green. Well, we're not done yet. Ooh, you impatient. There you go. There's some more turquoise for you. And which one next? Add some more of that chameleon. Then I think pink. And this is just, as I say, having a bit of fun with your resin, using it all up if you can, and seeing what we create, you know? I'm liking it. I like the way it looks so far. Just with these beautiful rings, using these gorgeous colours. And it's still not level now, the other way around. Let's add the last bit of this. And you guys are going to have to let me know what you really think. I'm liking it though, and I'm liking that way it's kind of overflowing. And I think we are nearly there. So again, I just want to pour all of these out. The rest of that can go in the strip mold, because I don't want to waste any, he says, even though technically some of you would argue that this is a waste. To me, this is just fun, you know, and you've got to have fun. There are a few cells coming out, you're right, which is great. And I think we are about there. Now, what I would probably suggest if you're doing this is get a mould larger, like what I've done, so it collects all of those resin drips and nothing gets wasted. And I think we're about there. I think this is pretty much all of those colours, all of them utilised in this beautiful, hopefully what's going to be a beautiful piece. Now I'm just going to put these to one side, and I've got a tiny bit of this white pearlescent white left. So what I'm going to do is scrape off all of my cups. Just creates that design, I think. That's why the pot's in the middle. Lots of people do it with like a cut-off Coca-Cola bottle or something like that. Now for the last dregs of these, I'm going to put them in with that white and see if we can just get a bit of a marbling effect for the centre. Again, I don't know if this is going to work or not. And this is messy art, but it's also my favourite kind. You never know what you're going to get. Every pore's unique. And it's quick, you know. It's something that I just thought of doing straight away after the live to try and calm it before I go to sleep. And hopefully it's going to fix this canvas piece that I've got into something beautiful. The egg cup looks amazing. And I haven't really thought about where I'm going to cure that, because that obviously isn't going to be on my piece. But sorry about this, I'm just getting the last few bits of these colours into that white that's left. And then we're going to just pour that into the centre when we lift the egg cup. And hopefully we'll get a cool looking piece. And again, it's probably not the most practical use of resin, but this is art, you know. It doesn't have to be something special. It's your art, do it your way. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter. So now, I'm loving the way this is looking. Are you guys liking it or not? We've got 11 in now. Hopefully you're liking it. Some folk are very tidy, MacFufu. I wish I was sometimes. Right, let's see if I can lift this off. Boom. Like so. And I'm just going to put this in a silicone pot to the side of me. I don't care what cure's like. And now, I'm just going to make sure that it's gone all the way over these edges, which I think it has actually, all by itself. So I can do a little bit of a pour, gently. And again, hopefully this is just going to bring out some of those colours again. And it is almost like fluid art, guys, this is, with resin. And I'm just hoping I don't ruin it by doing this. And then I'm going to bring it back in, hopefully to create a bit more intrigue. And I'm liking the way this looks. Now I'm just going to go around these sides, making sure they're all completely covered. But I think this is already looking a million times better than what we had before. And now this tiny bit that I've got left, I'm just going to look at that marbling on it. Beautiful. I'm just going to have a play like so. I'm going to keep going until it's all on. And hopefully it's going to keep intermixing and give us some really cool effects. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that. For a quick 15-minute pour, just playing with different colours, I think that's looking pretty cool. Now obviously it's going to continue slightly shifting, which is fine. I actually think it will actually help the effect. But let me know what you think, guys. Just a quick pour, bit of fun before I go to sleep, and we'll see what we get when this fully cures. Now, do I start to pull designs through, or do I leave it as it is? What do you think? Do you like it as it is, or do we try pulling some through? Looks good. It's looking great, okay. The only thing I'm not overly fond of is how dark it is around here. So I've not got a lot of this orange left. But what about if we just try and get one drop in there and move that around there? Just gives us a bit more lightness, a bit of a swirl actually going off in there. And as you can see, I've pretty much run out of resin now. But I'm going to try and add a little bit of colours, just swirling them round. So we've got a bit of a colour shift. And I'm just doing it in that centre part. I like the rest. I love the edges. So again, just scraping every last drop out. So this is that turquoise. And I think this is just going to give us an extra colour dimension. Just going through. And as it all cures, hopefully we'll see some of those different colours. And then I'm just going to pull it through there. Once, twice, and 3 times. What do we think? Leave it or carry on playing? Looks like a purple river, we're saying. I love these edges. They're my favourite bit. Now I could still move it around a little bit, but I don't think I want to. I think, for me, I'm really happy with those colour effects now. Maybe just bring this through a tiny bit more with my finger. So it's natural. I'm pulling those in. There we go. And I don't think I want to do anything else. I think that as it is, there's some cells curing in there as well. It's pretty much perfect. And I think compared to what it was before, it's looking rather cool. What do you think? 30-minute pour, bit of fun, bit of colours. Now I have got some bloom drops by the side of me, what I haven't used yet. Do I try and drop a couple of drops on? What do you think, guys? Just one of them, I think. not the green, but I have got some golden ember bloom drops. I don't want to heat it with a heat gun, I like it. So I've got some bloom drops, and I've never used these before. And these are like an alcohol ink from Create and Bloom. And I think it's just going to add an extra tiny effect coming across this canvas. And I think that's enough of that one. And yes, I have just taken my gloves off. Where's the silicone tool? And I'm just going to mix this through so we get variations of that orangey colour. Almost like a fire. You can see why they call it golden ember. It is like a fire. I am loving that. It's the first time I've used these bloom drops as well. Almost like a nudie branch now in the centre. What do you think? Leave it at that or carry on? That's the bit I always go wrong with. I never know when to stop, guys. I think maybe a couple more drops and I could continue the fire all the way through. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I love that. I love that little flame effect. And it's going to be like a flame in the centre. And these are like alcohol inks, guys. Yeah, they do actually, MacFufu. They're not the best, these cheap ones from Temu. So here we go. Let's just see if we can get a few more of these flames, because I did like that effect. And this is just using those alcohol inks, or drops, those bloom drops from Create and Bloom, to create a slightly different effect. Now we've poured the canvas, and we're pretty happy with that result. Well, at least I am. Now again, I'm intermixing these with bits of resin that's still on the canvas, but I'm pretty happy. I don't think I need to do much else to this. I think that will cure perfect. What do you think? I think it needed that to give it a bit of oomph. Let me know. Are we liking it? Not a very clear picture, actually. Let me see if I can shine some more light on it for you. Middle looks better. Can't wait to see it cured. Well, that'll be tomorrow morning. Now, have I got a torch somewhere? Because I'm just conscious. I'm looking at my screen on the laptop now, and it doesn't look very bright. There we go. Is that better? Look at this. Hello. Now that's better. Look at this for a canvas. Oh my God. Can you see the metallics and the shine on it? Wowzers. And I love those bloom drops, just creating that almost flame effect. What do you think? You like it? I'm glad you do. Me too. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use my heat gun, but I am just going to give it all a quick torch. Make sure there's no bubbles. So this is just having fun, as I say, using those different pigment colours. And it's all building up, so any spare is going to drip off the sides into this spare tub at the base, and hopefully create, look at this. I mean, look at the metallicness in it, with those flames coming through from those bloom drops. Wow. And yeah, the silicone oil created some little cells coming through it as well. And I think this is absolutely stunning. Compared to what it was, a failed piece, this will proudly hang on my kitchen wall, I tell you. But there we go. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed it, because I'm going to go to bed now. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving that. And I'm going to be playing around with these bloom drops a lot more, I can tell you that, as well as these pigment. Wowzers. But yeah, I hope you like it. And thanks for being here, you know, just a fun, quick live where we've played around with those bloom drops. Yeah, I'm glad you chose the white as well. It might have been too dark otherwise. You're welcome for going live. Again, appreciate you all. And don't forget tomorrow's live, we're going to be meeting Sandy on the show, on the Q&A live. It's been wonderful having you all. I'm going to do a few shots of this and share it out tomorrow in the community tab as well. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And have a good night, everyone. Make sure you share this as well, because I think it's turned out really cool. And I'll see you all soon.